Hey, stop everything for a second and listen closely. If you get behind the wheel anywhere in the UK, what I'm about to share could save you from a painful fine, penalty points on your license, or even losing the right to drive altogether. There's literally just one day left before these new rules kick in fully, and the worrying truth is that most drivers have no clue this is coming. We're talking thousands of pounds in penalties, automatic disqualifications, and traps that can catch even careful, experienced drivers completely off guard. Stay with me through this whole video. Watch every part, and please share it with every driver you know, because this really is urgent. The UK government has been quietly pushing through a wave of updates to road laws and regulations. These aren't small tweaks. They're meaningful shifts in how you drive, what your car must have, where you can go, and what happens if you slip up. Enforcement teams have been prepared, cameras upgraded, and officers are on alert. The relaxed period that many of us have been quietly benefiting from is about to end. Let's begin with one of the biggest changes that will hit millions of ordinary drivers across England, Scotland, and Wales. The rules on using your phone while driving have been tightened even more. You probably already know it's been illegal to hold your phone while moving for a long time, but the new rules have closed a loophole that lots of people were relying on. Before, there was some confusion about whether it was okay to quickly snap a photo or check something when you were stopped in traffic or sitting at a red light. That gray area has now disappeared completely. It doesn't matter if your engine is still running. It doesn't matter if the car hasn't moved for 20 minutes in a jam. If you're in the driver's seat, the engine is on, and you pick up or touch your phone without it being securely mounted in a cradle or fully connected hands-free through your car's system, you're breaking the law. The penalty can reach $1,000 and 6 points on your license. For anyone who passed their test in the last 2 years, those 6 points mean your license is gone instantly. You'd have to start the whole learning process from zero again. This hits young drivers, delivery riders, parents stuck in school-run traffic, and anyone who's ever thought it's just a quick glance at a red light. It's no longer harmless. Across busy routes in major cities, smart cameras with artificial intelligence are now watching. They don't need a police officer nearby. They work silently, without any flash or warning. The first sign you'll get is a letter landing on your doormat weeks later. Now let's talk about the updated highway code and how it affects the way we share the road. The idea of a hierarchy of road users has been made stronger, with clearer expectations for drivers when it comes to cyclists, pedestrians, and horse riders. When overtaking a cyclist, you now need to leave at least 1.5 meters of space, even on narrow roads. If you can't do that safely, you must hold back and wait. Squeezing past too closely can now lead to an immediate fixed penalty, and if anything goes wrong, the legal assumption will lean against the driver. That shift in responsibility is huge. For pedestrians, the rules are clearer too. If someone steps out to cross the road, even outside a marked crossing, you must give way. This applies on quiet residential streets and in housing areas. Officers and cameras are paying closer attention, and failing to yield can bring consequences. Vehicle safety standards have also seen important updates that could surprise owners who haven't checked their cars lately. Tire tread depth rules are being enforced more strictly. The legal minimum remains 1.6 millimeters across the central three-quarters of the tire, but the penalties have become much harsher. You could now face up to $2,500 per tire. 4 bad tires? That's potentially $10,000 in fines and 12 points on your license, which means automatic disqualification. With more funding going into traffic enforcement, roadside stops are happening more often. Lighting rules have been clarified as well. You must use appropriate lights, including daytime running lights, whenever visibility is reduced. That now clearly includes heavy rain, glaring low winter sun, or any moment when it's harder to see or be seen. Saying, "I didn't think it was bad enough," won't work as an excuse anymore. Another area affecting thousands, especially in towns and cities, is the expansion of clean air zones and low emission areas. More zones have come online, fines have gone up, and the charges can add up quickly if you keep driving through without paying. In some places, unpaid fines can eventually reach debt collectors and damage your credit score. Many drivers don't even realize they've entered one of these zones, especially when visiting an unfamiliar city. The boundaries aren't always well signed. Cameras catch your number plate automatically, and the charge starts the moment you cross the line. Older diesel cars in particular are likely to face problems if they don't meet the required standards. If your diesel is roughly pre-2015 or your petrol pre-2006, you could be hit every single time. Speeding penalties have also been reviewed. Courts are taking a firmer approach, especially in more serious cases. Even mid-range offenses are seeing less leniency. With new average speed camera systems spreading across A roads and dual carriageways, the risk of being caught and the consequences that follow are higher than ever. There are also clearer rules around medical conditions that could affect your driving. If you have a health issue that might impact your safety behind the wheel, you're still required to tell the DVLA. The updated guidance spells out which conditions matter and what can happen if you don't disclose them. Get into an accident, and it turns out you hadn't informed them or your insurer. Your insurance could be completely void. That leaves you personally responsible for any costs, damages, or injuries, which can be devastating. Eyesight standards haven't changed, but checks are stricter. You still need to be able to read a number plate from 20 meters in daylight. Officers now have standard ways to test this during roadside stops. Fail it, and you could be stopped from driving on the spot. If you haven't had an eye test recently and you're even slightly unsure, get one before you drive again. Parents and instructors should also note the small but important updates for learner drivers. Insurance requirements when supervising a learner in a family car have been tightened. If the policy doesn't properly cover the learner, both the student and the supervising driver can be committing an offense. The overall picture is clear. Road rules are being tightened right across the board. The technology watching us is smarter than ever. The penalties are heavier, and that quiet period where many people got away with things is ending very soon. Don't assume you already know the rules, because they've changed. Don't assume your car is fully compliant without checking. And don't assume enforcement will be soft, because the signs point the other way. If this story touches your heart, or even just opens your eyes to something that could protect you or someone you care about, please share it right now. Send it to your family group chat, your driving friends, your kids who've just passed their test, or anyone who spends time on the road. This information could genuinely save someone from a huge fine, losing their license, or something even worse. Every share matters. Every person who watches might be spared real trouble. At the end of the day, staying informed is one of the best ways to protect yourself and your family on the roads. If you found this helpful and want more updates on changes that affect everyday life, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss something important. Thanks for watching. Drive safely, stay aware, and look out for each other out there. See you in the next one.